Hello, this is Mike Vini, and I'm actually recording this video again. I just recorded it before, but the sound did not come out good, so I have to redo it. Hope I can remember what I said. I'm going to be talking about sitting with your feelings, and a big shout out to my good friend in Los Angeles, Dr. Isaiah Pickens. We are really good friends, and I love working with him. He is so knowledgeable, so knowledgeable and doing so many cool things. And these days, we only get to really see each other on these Health Central mental health Facebook live videos. So, hi Isaiah, if you're watching. That being said, I want to talk to you about this new thing that I've discovered. So, in the spirit of transparency, I have been struggling since the end of January with some real challenges in my life. Just a lot has happened, and that led to I think it's one of the worst cases of depression that I've ever experienced, and several times I was in crisis. Spent so much money on therapy in the past few months. I mean, it's been pretty intense, and just a lot has happened in my life that really contributed, not one thing, just several things. And so after many therapy sessions, I've had the same therapist for about 6-7 years, and there's something that she's encouraged me to do that I always avoid or try to change the subject when she brings it up. And I was sitting in her office a few weeks ago, just really sad, and tears in my eyes, and I said, what can I do? What can I do to just get through this, to survive each day, so I can just do my work and get stuff done? And she said to me, she looked at me really square in the eye with a serious face and said, "Mike, you need to sit with your feelings." And at that moment, it reminded me that for most of my life, I'm 37 years old, I have spent most of my life running away from my feelings. When I feel sad or really uncomfortable feelings, I do things to distract myself, whether that's through people in my life or activities. I mean, even exercise and meditation can be a distraction from my feelings, although those are very good activities for anyone to do. So I had to sit with my feelings. The other thing that we discovered was that I actually don't know how to self-soothe. And what that means is when we are babies, some of us learn how to soothe ourselves when we have bad feelings, and some of us never learn that, and I just never learned that. So when I was younger and had some really bad feelings, I never learned any healthy way to process them. I would just be stuck with my bad feelings, bottled up. No wonder I ended up with the mental health issues that I have. I mean, it makes complete sense. So here I am as an adult trying to learn something I guess I should have learned as a baby, but maybe my parents tried. Not knocking my parents. They did the best they could with me. That being said, I had to do the painful thing. So I went into a Starbucks shortly after this therapy session. I was really having a rough day, and I just said to myself, I'm going to turn on my phone, set the alarm for 10 minutes, and turn the phone upside down so I'm not looking at texts or emails or Facebook Live, and just sit with my feelings. Sorry for all the noise, by the way. New York City traffic. So 10 minutes of sitting with my feelings. Oh my gosh, this was the hardest 10 minutes of my life. Seriously, the hardest 10 minutes of my life sitting with my feelings. When I was done, in one sense, I felt a little bit better, which I thought was positive, obviously. In another sense, I was so angry and frustrated with my therapist that she would even suggest that I go through that torture. I mean, seriously. So, since then, because, whatever I've been doing to try to help my issues by myself hasn't been working. And I'm a big believer, if you keep trying to do the same thing over and over again and expecting the same result, that's the definition of insanity, right? So I said, you know what, I need to try something different and listen to my therapist that I've been paying for 7 years, and she has been saying this. I need to just try sitting with my feelings. And so since then, for about the past week and a half or so, I've been doing it every day, especially when I get to a really bad place, just sitting with my painful, uncomfortable feelings. And you know what? Some days, it's fine. Other days, it's scary. It's scary. It's painful. You know, I also discovered a few things. I like it when I discover stuff. And I was in Syracuse, New York last week speaking. And when I arrived at the airport, I picked up my rental car and had about a 20-minute drive to the hotel. And so as I'm on my drive, my depression kicks in. And for me, when my depression kicks in, it's like, I always describe it like an elevator dropping from the top of a 30-story building down to the basement floor and just crashing. That's what happens. It's like I actually feel like I get punched in the stomach. And you know, it makes it difficult to do everything. I can't focus. I become angry. I become confused. I mean, just so many things. So I'm in the car, driving my Jeep, and depression hits. Ouch. Here we go again. I mean, part of me is used to it because I deal with it every day of my life, so whatever. But this time, since I had this long ride in the car, I said, you know what? I am going to sit with my feelings. Just sit with this painful depression for the rest of the car ride to the hotel. And you know what? As I was sitting there and doing it, again, it felt like torture. It felt like the worst kind of torture you can. Sorry, I just got a call coming in and had to decline that. And so I'm feeling my feelings, and I realized that the depression that I was feeling was not actually depression. It was actually guilt that I was feeling from several things that happened recently. I was feeling just lots of guilt. And that made me realize that a lot of times when I'm really depressed, that depression is sometimes the manifestation of other things that are going on. So it's given me this new curiosity to really look at myself and say, you know what, maybe when I'm feeling really down, it's not about just I'm sad. It's not just about the fact that life sucks, or I feel numb. Maybe there's something else going on, and if I'm willing, keyword willing, to explore what's going on in myself, you know, I might learn something. And the beautiful thing about all of this is I got to go to therapy this week and talk about it with my therapist. We got to talk about the guilt I was feeling and explore some of those issues, which is difficult too. But you know, my point in all of this is I learned a powerful lesson here, that one of the greatest things that I can now start doing to help with my depression is to just sit with my depression and feel it and be open to it and approach it with a curiosity, and just don't try to fight it. Don't try to run away from it. Don't try to distract myself from it. And again, as I say that right now, it's a scary thought. It's a really scary thought. But the reality is, if this works like it has been for the past week and a half, this is going to be a new doorway into my healing and becoming much more mentally healthy, which I'm really trying to do right now. And so I encourage you, if you struggle with depression or know someone who does, please share this video with someone who does. Also, please leave a comment below and let me know what your experience has been with this. Maybe you've tried it, maybe you haven't. I'm just curious to know. Leave a comment below. And that being said, I would like to thank you so much for taking a few minutes to tune in to the mental health Facebook Live thing for Health Central, the Facebook Live thing. That's what I'm going to call it. And seriously, we have a lot more cool stuff coming your way. Dr. Isaiah Pickens and I constantly plotting new ways to help you, so feel free to always contact us, reach out to us. You can message us right on the page, and one of us will get back to you, or both of us might get back to you with answers to your questions. And you never know if your question is going to help someone else, so keep that in mind. And in fact, many times the questions we get have helped me with my own issues. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. Try sitting with your feelings and have a great day.